like I said at the start of the show, this was a really big news week, and I'm going to cover some of the biggest stories that we got into on that special episode here and give Greg and Jess a chance to respond to them quickly because they weren't on the episode. So let's start with the most egregious here, what everyone is talking about. I always like to make everything about myself. I woke up September 2nd to a sad, sad tweet from @PPCRachel. She says, "Hey, Google Ads, what's this about?" She has this notification from Google Ads that says, "Changes to the search terms report. We are updating the search terms report to only include terms that were searched by a significant number of users. As a result, you may see fewer terms in your report going forward." So I had a lot of thoughts on this in the other episode. I want to give you guys a chance to share your victim impact statement.
I don't know what that means.
Me either. And
It's like what they do. Oh, come on. You guys don't care about true crime. It's what they do in court when like the person who's the victim gets to go up and point at the murderer.
That was a full tweet?
Oh, you want me to read Rachel's full tweet?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why. Then she says, "What's this about, Google Ads? So we will potentially be paying for search terms that are irrelevant, but won't be privy to the keywords we need to add as negatives. What's the logic behind this, please? Thanks. #PPC chat." And then she tagged her favorite source for the news, @Greg Finn.
And I was just honored. Like, she thinks like I'm a somebody. Like, I just make jokes into a mic with you guys. Like, you should be Barry or Ginny or somebody, not Susan, Matt, Southern, not me. But anyway,
Greg Finn. So what did you think about the news?
What scale of level would you like me to go here? Like, how much time do we have?
Just go all the way. We can cut you off if it goes long.
Okay. Well, I mean, my biggest thing is we're paying for these terms. And back in the day, if folks don't remember, there was a big split in Google Analytics where keyword data stopped showing, and it was due to privacy concerns. Everything started coming in as not provided. And at the time, one of the underlying theories is, well, it's going to make this Google AdWords product at the time more powerful. You're going to be able to see these specific terms. And so one of the underlying thoughts from SEOs at the time were they're pushing more people into paid, right? And I personally hate this. I hate this. I don't even know how to bring words into it, but it's probably not the reason that you think, and it's not even the reason that you're going to hear on the next show with the hour-long deep dive on this. It just makes me sad. It just makes me so sad that Google is going to be taking away these terms. And I can't really think why. I would understand it if they're taking away all search terms. And you can't see anything. You just see we match. You got a match on exact match.
Don't give them that idea.
But honestly, I could understand that. They're like, it's a privacy thing. We're going to take away all of it. You put in the term, you're not going to see any actual search queries. But to say it's up to a significant number, it in my opinion, is very hard to look past that as anything more than getting away with bad matching. As you know, exact match stopped becoming exact match a long time ago. I covered that on Search Engine Land, and everybody in the world hated it except for Larry Kim. He loved it. Except when I talked to him at a conference afterwards, and he said he only said that because he had shareholders. So
Ooh,
again,
inside scoop.
Yes. And then he made fun of my pants because they're too baggy. But anyway, exact match was gone. And then close variant came out, and it looked okay on the surface, right? Like you're looking for a campground in Yellowstone, and then you're saying Yellowstone campgrounds or Yellowstone camping. That looked harmless enough. But as we've talked about week in week, those have expanded to being a huge detriment, especially for B2B advertisers or anybody that has high CPCs. And these are expanding. And it's a real problem, what you're spending money on. And so this is expanding, and then all of a sudden Google is going to take away not all the search queries, just what they think is insignificant. And professionally, in my professional opinion, It's hard to think of that other than a push for a short-term win. I don't think anybody on the planet's going to be like, this is a long-term great solution for Google Ads. Rome didn't die in a day. You got these close fair, everything keeps adding up. And I was awake, swear to God, 3 a.m. in the morning. And I was just sad about this. And then I was like mad. I'm like, I feel like I care more about Google Ads than those executives on the Google Ads team. Like me, I'm committed to Google Ads. I love Google Ads despite my criticism. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's helped us create a company. It's helped us make so much money for our clients. It's my favorite platform. I love Google Ads, and I love it more than these idiots that are out there. And this is a short-term way to make money, but you are long-term. You're bloating this platform. We love Google Ads for the granularity and the data. We're not going to have data anymore. It's like you're championing this and saying this is the best way to advertise, and you're taking this all away. It's crazy. And I'm like, I couldn't come up with any good metaphor or anything. And I'm like, you know what? It's sort of like Google has this golden goose, and it's AdWords, aka Google Ads, whatever you want to call it. And they're like, this thing is making us money. Look at us. Look at our stock price. This thing's awesome. This is great. And then somebody set this up and is so proud of this golden goose that keeps laying these golden eggs. And then somebody gets hired on to the ads team, and it's like, you know what people like? Faux gras. Let's do that, right? What? We're gonna take this golden goose and we're just gonna start cramming down. We're going to make the partners force these changes on their clients. Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's get rid of exact match, but let's call it exact match so people don't know it's not exact match. Let's make broad match anything under the planet, even if it's not a real match. Like, let's make close variants be things that have no freaking match for, it's not remotely close. Let's do that. That's great. And then it's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, let's get out an auger here and let's take all the search terms and just force more changes down this goose. And yeah, you're going to have a piece of golden liver and your duck's going to be dead in 100 days. You're not going to make it 12 years like the average lifespan of a duck. And I hope Apple comes out, and I hope they care about customers, and I hope they put Google out of business. And I'm just so, I don't even have the word. Like, I'm so sad. I'm so sad that they do this, and there's not even an inkling to be like, hey, you know what? We might roll this out. Like, at least with partners, they're like, we're just going to defile the Google Partners platform. We're just going to completely defile it and make every one of our partners a sales partner. At least they gave us some time for that. And it's just these close variants in the midst of COVID, when they're putting out these wishy-washy statements like, oh, we love you. I'm sorry about COVID. Here's $20 in your account. And it's just so sad. I don't know if it's coming through, but like I am legit sad because Google's going to keep doing this, keep making their product worse. You're making your product worse. Like, what? You have a couple bad quarters. It's not the end of the world. Like, you got to think longer picture, right? We don't make money on this show. Longer picture, we'll have a good audience, hopefully, and people will care. I'm not like, I don't know if I'm making any sense. It's just
you're
like,
making sense.
It's just like you're
sad.
You're just slaughtering your team. You're paying people to ruin your product.
Yep.
Shep, and we talk about it on the show coming up next. They said it's for privacy. You're Google. If you think that in some way, shape, or form, personally identifiable information is making it through, do you know how little confidence I have in your machine learning if you can't machine learn that out and just block off a name or block off a number or block off an address? You can't do that? How good is your machine learning? How good is your AI? You know what? It's not that good. And Kirk Williams, PPC Kirk, on Twitter made up a good point saying, it's funny that there's no close variant matching for negatives. It's weird, right? Like weird that you can close variant for your normal terms, but not for negatives.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a sham. Get rid of the terms. If you're really concerned about privacy, good. None of the terms we matched on, fine. But you know what? They're going to lose too many advertisers if they do that. And this is complete hack that they are doing this, and that they can't come up with a machine learning to, like Hotjar. Freaking Hotjar can block out sensitive topics, and it knows automatically.
They can do it. They're already doing it now.
Ridiculous.
They're blocking out sensitive topics. I've never seen anything come through.
It's completely ridiculous, and they're killing the golden goose. And I hope you're happy. It's going to be like Rome. One day they're going to be like, well, I don't know what happened. Listen to the show. You are ruining it on purpose, and it is shameful. It is shameful, and everybody at Google Ads should be fired.
Okay.
And put in jail. Locked up.
In jail.
Yes. No, none of that really. I'm just sad for whoever cares left about Google Ads, because I see these people and it's like, you're going to be at Pinterest next year. You don't care. You don't care. You're going to be at Facebook. You're going to be at Amazon. I think we collectively all care more about Google Ads than the executives working there. They're not going to be there. Let's be honest. What ties do they have?
That's such a good point.
We have to use it every day. It's just, I was just sitting there. I was up from 3 to 6 thinking about this and just getting mad.
That was a good
you get the golden liver for 100 days. Good luck. Okay, anyway.
Is that really the lifespan of a goose, by the way? 12 years? Did you look
12
up?
years? 8 to 12 years, yeah. I went high side, but it was just to make a point.
That was nice of you. Optimistic.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you fed the geese right and tried hard, you could probably get 12 years. If you just get an auger and feed it full of food and close variants all day long, it's going to make 100 days. Good luck.
I'm not down with that.
Oh my God. And unfortunately, there's more because some advertisers logged into their accounts and noticed that there was no option to create new text ads. We used to call these expanded text ads. Now they could only make responsive search ads. So Google's saying this is just a test. It doesn't mean anything yet, but it looks like why would they test it if it wasn't a plan, or they're at least considering it? They're going to make all search ads dynamic, and
it's
text
ridiculous.
ads are on their way out.
It's ridiculous. If this is the case, which again, it's weird you do a test to see if it works better by removing those. I've got a new working theory, Shep, you're going to love. It's a crime story. Somebody over at Apple that also is being paid by Microsoft, Facebook, and Twitter.
Ooh.
Landed a job at Google. Made a bunch of dumb statements, got promoted super high, super quick. They're the mole. And they came up with a game plan. And they're like, what is the worst possible thing I can do for Google Ads? Take away terms? Great. Not match things properly? Great. Use all of the advertisers, the partners, and force them to do whatever I want? Great. Oh, you know what else we can do? We can take away actual ads and take away actual ad data. Oh, great. And then somehow every Dumbo over at Google is like, oh, this is a great plan. And there's a mole. Poke holes in that, Shep.
I like where you're going with it. I just don't think there's enough hours in the day to be working for Apple and also getting promoted that quickly at Google. Like,
they're just getting paid under the table. They're the mole. They're just a mole.
So they were like trained by Apple, and then now they're a full-time just in Google sabotaging.
Yep, just putting bad ideas out.
I love it.
Yeah,
this is a great theory.
Jolie insult.
And if you want to hear actually more things, and not just ranty, whiny me, we have some ideas as to what marketers can do on the next show that follows this one. So don't miss that one. We have some actual tangible takeaways. It's an hour long. I could go for an hour, but nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah. So I will share the last little piece of sad news. It was September 1st. We were all ready to wake up and make our Green Day jokes, but we got hit with this lovely notification from Google Ads. As of November 1st, 2020, we will begin adding a fee to your next invoice or statement for ads served in specific countries. A 5% regulatory operating cost for ads served in Turkey, a 5% Austria DST fee for ads served in Austria, and a 2% DST fee for ads served in the United Kingdom. So in the case of the UK in particular, this digital service tax was put into place to tax, quote, large multinational enterprises with revenue derived from the provision of a social media service, a search engine, or an online marketplace to UK users. And Google and a couple of these other platforms have decided, surprise, surprise, that they're going to pass this cost on to the advertiser, which is sad news. And this is going to be added to your invoice at the end in Google Ads. Your budget is not going to account for it. So this is something that people really are going to need to prepare for.
And honestly, I love this. You're Boris Johnson and you think you're gonna, squeeze some money out of these people coming in and using all your constituents' data. You got to make a better law, bro. Like in New York, you can't, where we are, you can't just say there's no tax on something, you pay it. You have to say the price is this plus tax. You can't bypass things. And you made a stupid law and Google's like, all right, well, it's 2% I got to pay. I'm going to pass it on there. That's a legal problem. That's a Boris Johnson and the DST tax or the digital services tax problem. This isn't a Google problem. They're doing the best they can. I don't have any problem with this.